Well, hello, my wonderful weirdos, and welcome back to my coverage of the first run of The Mask comics. If you are just joining us, always happy to see a new face, but you may want to catch up on the other parts first, which I have in a playlist on the channel, link in the description. Before we move any further with The Mask, be sure to leave a like, comment, little sub, and share it or the channel around with others as I'm aiming to hit 500 subs by June of 2026. With that, let us continue, and let me tell you folks, things are about to get even wilder. And more violent. Like, I may have to censor some stuff, unfortunately. Anyways, it's midnight at the 8th Pier, the same night as when the captain assigned Kellaway to go interrogate this witness. We find out the man's name is Henry Yu, and he's beginning to doubt that anyone will show up at all. I must be crazy thinking I could strike up a deal with the cops. They're probably surrounding me with a SWAT team, 100 canines, and a riot squad, if anyone shows up at all. And just as he finishes this thought, we see Kellamask rise up out of the water to greet Henry. "How do you do?" Rightfully so, Henry proceeds to run away screaming at the visage of the mask. How am I supposed to keep up with you and these damn flippers on?" Kellamask groans. As Henry rounds the corner of a building, Kellamask grabs him by the throat. "I can see you're in a hurry, pal, so I won't keep you long. You and me, we're gonna be friends, right? And friends, well, they just don't squeal on their buddies, do they? As your friend, I'm gonna recommend you go home and get some rest right away. And don't talk to any strange policemen on your way. It could be bad for your health." And as Henry prepares to once again get the hell out of there, wait just 1 second, pal. Something in your manner tells me you still don't believe I'm your bosom buddy. So to prove it, I'm gonna give you a little gift. What's your name? Henry. Kellamask produces the tape recorder that the captain had given Kellaway earlier.
"There you are, Henry. Use it in good health."
And with that, Henry books it, Kellaway unmasking for a moment, thinking,
"So much for our witness. Now let's clean this city up."
We then get a beautiful splash page of Kellamask's doings over the course of the night being an anti-hero. I have not given enough credit to the artists working on this run. Everything just looks majestic and awesome. It's got its own style, the Mask style, and this page encapsulates that perfectly. The next morning, as Kellaway makes his way in, Lionel catches him outside. "Damn it, Lieutenant, you gotta get back home." "What the hell are you talking about? I tried to reach you at home, tell you to call in sick, but I missed you. If the captain thinks you're sick, he might let this whole thing slide. But if he sees you coming in this late, he will blow a gasket." "Look, Lionel, the fact is, I'm feeling pretty beat, so let's just go up and have a word with the old boy." But then, the captain greets them at the stairs.
"The old boy is gonna save you the trouble of coming up to see him."
"Oh, hi, Captain."
"I got a call from that witness you were supposed to meet with last night. He's scared half to death, says he won't talk to anybody, says he's leaving town." "The hell did you say to him, Kellaway? How could you have fouled this up again?"
"Captain, the moot never showed up last night."
"Liar!"
"I was there for hours and he never showed up. My guess is he just got cold feet."
"Is that your guess, Kellaway? Well, that isn't my guess. Would you like to hear my guess? My guess is that somebody doesn't want our boy to talk to us. My guess is that the same somebody scared the piss out of him with threats so that he wouldn't talk. And my final guess is that somebody has to be Big Head himself."
The captain rants. "Sounds good, but as you say, all guesses," Kellaway answers.
"That's right, only guesses. And that's why I'm assigning you to form a new task force to hunt down Big Head and get a few answers. Are you out of your skull? Do you remember how many men were killed last time we encountered that guy? Your concern for our men is touching, but I doubt that's the real reason you don't want to go up against Big Head again. I think the truth is, you're afraid of him. Not afraid for your men, just plain chicken."
Then Kellaway begins to snap.
"You're going there, fat boy. The truth is, if Big Head did kill Rapaz, the only reason we should hunt him down is to pin a fucking medal to his chest. And I'll tell you something, Captain. You try and go after Big Head. They won't be able to scrape enough of you off the street to soil a diaper."
Lionel attempts to calm him down.
"Easy, man. Take it easy. Get your freaking hands off me, you brown-nosing flunky." "That's it, mister. Get your ass home on the double. And I'm docking you a day's pay as well." "Stuff it, Tubby." Kellaway gets it. Oh. Oh my god, they did. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Kellaway gets in his car, fuming and thinking to himself, afraid. What a laugh. That fat pig would have a heart attack if he knew the truth. He then hears something on the radio. At least a dozen hostages. Say, what's this? Apparently, the whole debacle stems from an alleged mob dispute, but further details are sketchy. And get this, I am honestly giddy to hear this, even though it was kinda obvious it would happen. Why the gunmen decided to attack Angelo Cincini during the lunch hour rush is anybody's guess. Now, cut me some slack. The boss very easily could have pulled them back in a scene we didn't see and told them exactly when to make the move, because it was pretty clear they were not the brightest bulbs in the box, even to the mob bosses. So the fact that that didn't happen at all and they're attacking during lunch hour, making an ass of the mob they work for, is going to make their demises at the hands of Kelamask utterly hilarious. To me, at least. Briefly, we get a look inside Cincini's, where the mob guys are making their stand. Man, I told you we was making a mistake coming now. Shut up. Frankie, head back to the John and keep an eye on the windows. Sure thing, Louie. Back outside with the reporter, he gets a report that Kellaway has shown up. It appears that the lieutenant is going to attempt to enter the restaurant unarmed in an effort to negotiate the release of the hostages. Well, folks, in light of what I've just witnessed and in spite of the accusations against him, I can only say one thing. That is one brave cop. We briefly see Kathy again. Yeah, either very brave, very stupid, or very, very clever. Back on the scene, Kellaway is now another hostage to the goons. Come on, boys, you got me. Let the others go. You must think we're some kind of idiots, cop. Chris, take him into the kitchen and tie him up, then come back here. I'll be in to talk with you in a minute, pal. I can hardly wait. Chris pushes him into the kitchen and is then punched backward, knocked out cold. Louis notices this. Why, that dirty bum. I'll murderize the creep. You're dead meat, cop. He screams as he barges into the kitchen before a rolling pin knocks him out. You'll really need to relax, mon ami. And now, I will make a beautiful cake for the boys. And he's not kidding as he actually starts making a cake. A couple of these, a dash of that, a bit of this. And then he holds up a bottle of sleeping pills. And a whole mess of these babies. Outside, Luis and Joey are keeping watch, Luis lamenting that the boss made them come during lunch hour rush. Which he didn't, you idiots just can't pick up on sarcasm. And now, Cincini ain't even here. Hey, what's that smell? Luis tries to make his way in to where the smell is, but Joey tries to stop him. And let those guys glob all the food? No way! So he heads inside, Joey close behind, and sure enough, there's the completed cake, a slice already cut and plated. Oh boy! Where the hell is everybody? Joey asks, but Luis is lost in that cake. It's good, Joey. Have some. Joey then turns around to see Luis asleep on the floor. Luis! Dave! Hey David! Someone ace Luis! Dave! Dave is also knocked out in front of a large metal door. Dave! Dave! You gotta wake up! We gotta get out of here! Oh, Mom's gonna kill me when she finds out. Suddenly, that metal door whams open and out steps Matador Kelamask. Movie Mask fans will know that this was also a bit in the film right after the dance scene at the Coco Bongo. And now, Signor Toro, you give me your best shot. Joey fires a shot, Kelamask dodges. Ole! This gets the attention of This gets the attention of Frankie, who's in the bathroom. Joey takes another shot. Ole! Frankie comes out and spots Chris back in the kitchen. Joey takes another shot. Woo, boy! Now, Joey has Kelamask cornered at the door. Well, this is it, wise guy. Indeed it is, my friend. The moment of truth. And Frankie stands on the other side of the door, his gun equally ready to fire. Kelamask begins to walk out. And so, my friend, I bid you a fond howdy! And is met face to face with Frankie. Both men open fire. Or maybe I should have said, Goodbye. Back outside, the hostages begin to exit. Amazing but true, Detective Kellaway has managed to bring about the safe release of all the hostages here at Cincini's restaurant. And here he comes now. Kellaway steps out unmasked and smugly thinks to himself, well, I guess this'll show the captain who's afraid, as the crowd cheers for him. Naturally, reporters begin prodding the detective with questions. More no comments ensue. But then, from the crowd, Kellaway! Here comes the captain now. Hey, Captain. How you doing? How am I doing? The chief, the police commissioner, and the mayor have been chewing on my ass for the last hour. How the hell do you think I'm doing? But Captain, shut up. That was quite a little show you put on, Kellaway. Too bad for you, the mayor isn't a Charles Bronson fan. There's no room for vigilante justice on this police force, and I don't want to hear about what a friggin' hero you are. All I want from you now is your gun, your buzzer, and a letter of resignation. And with that, the captain storms off. Seems the whole anti-hero thing has come back to bite Kellaway in the ass, but it's far from over. Well, there you have it. In an ironic twist of fate, Lieutenant Kellaway's career now seems, indeed, over. The TV is shut off, and we see the two mob bosses from earlier. Well, Bonneville, what do you think of your by-the-books cop now? We jump back to Kellaway, who's just thinking away. How can they do this to me? Not even an Israeli commando squad could have done a better job. So what, right? What do I care if I have to resign? It's not the end of the world. Who am I kidding? Being a cop means everything to me. Well, at least I have the comfort of knowing things can't get any worse. Then, Kathy speaks up from his porch. All right, Kellaway, hand it over. You heard me, Lieutenant. I want my mask. We jump on ahead, both of them now inside. All I can say is, I'm sorry. What about those men you killed? You can't just apologize that away. Those men were scumbags. Every last one of them tried to kill me or somebody else before I killed them. The world's a better place without them. That's just what the news said, but you don't know how this thing warps your mind, twists your judgment. Actually, I think I do. You do? All I ever wanted to do was to clean up this town a little. When that didn't quite work, I made up this plan to save my career. And we both know how that turned out. I got it! We'll form a partnership! A what? Kellaway opens up a nearby drawer as he begins to explain. You're afraid to keep it yourself, which makes sense. The fact is, it's too dangerous to entrust any one person with it, right? Right? He puts the mask inside, shuts the drawer, and locks it, handing the key to Kathy. Here. This is the only key to that drawer. Now, if I ever think that the mask can be useful, I'll have to contact you to get at it. And if you think I'm wrong, don't give me the key. Which makes us partners. Well, trust me, Kathy, this thing is too valuable to just throw it in the river. Now how about some dinner? Meanwhile, we see a cop getting ready to head into a diner, and as he's adjusting his hat, looking at himself in the reflection of the glass, Walter sends a man flying through it. Inside the diner, two mobsters are arguing before Walter grabs the ponytailed man, Bonneville, by the head and begins bashing his head repeatedly into the counter over and over again. From behind, a cop shouts, "Freeze, mister! Now put your hands up or we can see him, okay?" Walter complies. Thank you. We cut ahead a week, maybe more, and Kellaway has to come clean out his desk. Lionel is in the room as well. After a moment of silence, they both speak up. Listen. Kellaway takes over. Me first, okay? I just want to say I'm sorry for the things I said to you on the steps last week. I haven't been myself lately and things just got out of control, and I'm sure you've noticed. Forget about it. It happens to all of us. Take a look at this. We found it on Bonneville's body. You heard he was killed, right? Sure, but what's the big deal? Kellaway asks before Lionel hands him the business card for Stephen Lister. Lister must hand out hundreds of these. But that's Lister's home phone number written on there. I'm keeping my eye on that skunk. Maybe you're not officially a cop anymore, but you want me to call you if anything weird happens? Yeah. Let me know what you find. We now join Stephen Lister in a room with a couple other men, including Walter. Without getting into all the legal mumbo-jumbo, Lister and this other man are trying to convince the judge to grant Walter an early release. Just like Rapaz. The judge tells Lister to notify the police department of the development. Moving on, we meet up with Kathy, who's just arriving home, and as she thinks to herself, she begins listening to her voicemail. Kathy, this is Kellaway. I just got a call from Lionel, and there's a rat bastard I've got to take care of right away. This is really important, so call me as soon as you get home. Kathy tries to call him back, but we see that Kellaway took an axe to the drawer and took the mask anyway. Why am I not surprised? We join back up with Lister as he hops into his car, thinking, I am beat. Can't wait to get home and sink into the old jacuzzi. What's better driving music, George Michael or Robert Cray? Gonna have to go George Michael on that one, pal. Suddenly, Kellamask is at his window. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lister, the human blister. Quite a cruising machine you got here, pal. You know what BMW stands for? Break my window, he shouts before he pulls Lister out from the window. I know you're a very busy man, but you'll make time for me, won't ya? Lister calls out for help, but Kellamask just keeps dragging him up the stairs of the law office. Come on, get the lead out. Unfortunately for him, though, a nearby cop spotted him and is calling it in. Kellamask tosses Steven through the window of the door to his office before letting himself in. Hey, swank office. Now let's get down to business, shall we? And it's only a matter of time before the police are surrounding the building. Lionel fills the captain in on the situation jokingly before the captain grabs a megaphone and shouts up to Kellamask. All right, big head, we know you're in there and we're giving you 60 seconds to come out. Then we're coming in after you. Hey, if you're in such a hurry, there's a John down at City Hall too, you know. Lister fearfully asks Kellamask, what's this all about? What do you think you're going to find? You know, Stevie, for a lawyer, you're a pretty damn awful liar. Where can it be? Mask? The flag? Okay, so you guessed it before I did. So what? You want some kind of prize or something? Jeez. Actually, yes I do, Mask. I want a gold star, damn it. Anywho. Aw, now this really burns me up, Steve. Taking advantage of my patriotism like this. Lister pitifully tries to say it isn't his and that he has no idea what the combination to the safe is. Combination? I don't need no stinking combination. Where the hell did you get that from? Kellamask is now using a jackhammer to break into the safe, of course, pulling it from Looney Tunes land. Toontown? Whatever. Meanwhile, we join one of the mob bosses, Don Matzo, sitting with some other gentlemen when a goon comes in and informs him of the hostage situation currently in progress with Lister and Mask. The Don ultimately says, just to let him rot. Back at the law office, the police make their way inside and into Lister's office, where he now lays on his table, wrapped in the flag and with duct tape over his mouth. Next to him lay a pile of cash, a notebook, and a bag of drugs. Lionel picks up the bag. Hey, this is the junk me and the lieutenant seized in the Rapaz bust. What's it doing here? He then grabs the money and notebook, looking to Lister. And maybe you can tell me where all this cash came from, Lister? Or will I find all the answers in this little notebook? They arrest Lister, and back on the outside, Lionel and the captain speculate if it's some elaborate setup, but Lionel isn't so sure. And you have me to thank, gentlemen, Kellamask hollers. Please hold your applause. I know you'd like to show your appreciation, but I can think of a far more constructive outlet for it. This Lieutenant Kellaway, he's a good guy, but you've really been giving him the shaft of late. I'm not saying he's perfect, but then who is? Maybe you put in a good word for him with the commissioner, try and get the old boy reinstated. I'd consider that an awfully nice gesture. Alright, boys, immolate the son of a bitch, the captain cries, and all guns open fire. Naturally, once the firing stops, Kellamask is absolutely fine, leaving the captain shocked. Kellamask reaches into his jacket and begins pulling something out. You know something? I've always felt that guns are stressed far too much in our culture. How about you? I asked you wussies a fucking question, he hollers as he swings a massive battle axe. Lionel and the captain get into a cruiser and make an attempt to run Kelamask over, but he instead chops the car damn near in half before climbing onto it and grabbing the captain.
Look, I had to order those men to shoot at you. It's my job to enforce the law. I thought your job was taste tester at Donut Fair, and it looks like you've been putting in far too much overtime.
Kelamask drops the captain, who makes a run for it.
Get back here, you flabby eunuch!
Lionel then comes up from behind and clocks him, knocking him down. Yeah, you're a regular hard guy with all your weapons, but I want to see how you measure up with your fists. That is, if you're man enough.
Rah!
The mask lunges at Lionel and begins absolutely pummeling him.
Man enough? Man enough? I'll show you who's man enough. You think you're tough, big man? Let's just see how tough you are.
And as the mask goes to light the dynamite, Kellaway begins to break through, almost stopping before the mask takes control again.
You just let me handle this my way. Trust me, this guy is nothing but trouble.
No, it's you. You're nothing but trouble. And Kelamask grabs the dynamite and runs away to protect Lionel, leaving behind a pile of viscera. A few hours later, Kathy is banging on Kellaway's door, demanding her mask back, vowing that she'll put it somewhere no one can find it. But we then see that Kellaway is already in the process of burying the mask and planning to seal it in concrete. And with that, lads and lassies, we have reached the end of the first run of The Mask. What a ride! As I've said in the past, if interest is high enough, I'll cover The Mask Returns at some point, but for now, as a little teaser, I'm gonna just put this little image right here. As always, if you made it to the end, thank you so very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and sub, and help your boy hit 500 subs by June of this year. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, stay weird. Peace.